What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and how they had a nice little scuffle recently. But before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment, tell anyone about the show. Trying to get the ratings up a little bit, just a little bit. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and their scuffle, the flagrant breakdown, if you will. It was an interesting one. I just got to say this before we start, right? Most of the time when I hear Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese discussions, I think you're either a casual basketball fan or you're a racist. And those are usually for the Caitlin Clark supporters, sadly, because a lot of y'all go out of your way to slander Angel Reese unnecessarily. Did I get that right? Yep. Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? Like unnecessarily. And again, this is to the Caitlin Clark stands. I'm tired of y'all. All right. But outside of that, this wonderful rivalry, and I'm going to say it again, rivalry reminds me of a Larry and Magic for the WNBA, which I've said on this show a couple times as well, too. So is some of the guests as well. So as well twice is crazy. Oh, my gosh. But anyways, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about some racism discussions, some of the racist remarks that have been, said, at least that I've witnessed on my own platform. And then the breakdown between both players' flagrant fouls. Because that's right, Caitlin Clark was not the only player to have a flagrant foul on the other. That's right, Angel Reese got one as well. So let's look at those breakdowns first. Like matter of fact, I did mention Angels. So we've seen Caitlins. Let's start with Angels because I think that one could be a little interesting. So I'm going to just say this, ladies and gentlemen. One, let me make sure it's back up track. There it is. All right. So now I'm going to show y'all the video. All right. So y'all see it looked like a good block. What happens, though, Angel does hit Caitlin across the head, like the back of the head, right? All right. Bet. Now, if y'all peep, when Angel hits Caitlin falls down to the ground, remember? And her teammates immediately go to her. So I mentioned that specifically because of this. A couple of y'all have been talking about Angel Reese's reaction, right? And now, actually, some of y'all might be wondering, what reaction am I talking about? Well, it's this one right here. There it goes. Wrong one. Hold on. There you go. I was about to fire the cameraman, man. I got to fire the cameraman. It's crazy. All right. This one right here. As y'all can see, Angel kind of gets up. Shout out to Aaliyah Boston for protecting Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, actually. What happens if Angel starts to throw a blow and then Caitlin responds? That could get a little tricky. But you saw the reaction, though, and y'all saw the result, too. Here are my similarities and differences for these two situations. Long story short, similarities, both of them did commit a flagrant foul end of day. It was unnecessary roughness, long story short. Keep in mind, with Angels, she's actually swatting for the basketball, but she hits Caitlin in the back of the head. That's a basketball play because, again, Caitlin brings the ball high, right? She's going up for the layup. So Angel swats, misses, hits her in the head. That's a basketball play, ladies and gentlemen, because if she hits the ball, that's natural. That's a natural movement, okay? When Caitlin Clark gets her flagrant, well, what did she do? She sat up there and fouled Angel, right? She hit her across the forearm. I'll give you that. But then it's the shove down, ladies and gentlemen. That's the problem. Again, it's the shove down that's going to cause a lot of problems for folk. And if y'all don't believe me that she shoved her down and that resulted in all of this, I promise you, look at this right here. As y'all can see, and then the shove down. You saw the extra little oomph to it by Caitlin? That's what caused the reaction right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what caused the reaction. See, again, it's the little shove down. Y'all think y'all are seeing this this angle a lot of the time, but you got to watch the other one because, again, this other angle right here shows a much different picture, which is understanding why that reaction comes. Again, y'all been seeing this. You need to look at this one right here. This is the reason why the flagrant fouls reaction is a little bit different. And it's the reason why I say there is a little bit of a difference. Also, peep too how neither player went over to help the other one up. We can say you're not supposed to when you fouling people. It's true. There's an element to that. But on a regular foul, you don't got to help them. You know what I'm saying? But on a flagrant foul, you may want to show a little like, hey, dog, my bad. You know what I mean? You want to come off that way, at least remorseful. Neither player did that. And I'll say this. There was a little bit of a stare down from Caitlin Clark, too, from all y'all fans who talking about some, oh, Angel's jealous of Caitlin. No, there's hatred from both players. When I say hatred, peep the air quotes, because it's really just passion in the game. They don't hate each other. They're rivals. And for those of y'all who are saying they're not rivals, again, they met in college in the Final Four and championship. Angel won the championship. Caitlin won the Final Four matchup. Now we're talking WNBA, and they both were dominant. They both were headliners for their rookie class. Rivals, whether y'all want to admit it or not. So the differences that I've seen, well, the public is starting to cry for Caitlin Clark. And this is going for those Caitlin Clark stands that I was telling y'all about. The Caitlin Clark stands are annoying. And that's going to be another part of an episode too later on. But the excuses given for Caitlin Clark is unnecessary. Like we're saying, Angel Reese, she flopped. How does she flop? But meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's momentum and arms are all going forward. And you even see the body movement like that. Even though all the evidence is there, we're going to say Caitlin didn't push her. We're going to say Angel Reese flopped. Come on now, bro. But meanwhile, let's go back to last year. What happened? What was said back then? I promise you, people were saying, oh, Angel needs to get kicked out of the league. Crazy enough, too, people are saying that about Angel right now. Like, my whole point is this. We got to make stuff fair end of day. These were flagrant fouls by both players. The reactions were fine for me. It's very understandable. But the Caitlin Clark stands, you guys are being extremely ignorant, in my personal opinion. And I would appreciate it if y'all can stop and just enjoy the game. And if you want to not admit that you're a racist, that's cool. I understand that's a tough thing to accept. But just know some of the remarks that y'all are making are showing otherwise. It's got to be, you got to keep it basketball. And it's not basketball from a lot of you guys. So again, I would appreciate it. One, if some of y'all get off my page at that point, that's the stance that you're going to take. If some of these stances y'all taking, just stay off my page personally. I don't want to deal with it. But two, actually truly appreciate both of these players, because both of these women have been dominating. Both of these players are good players, and both of these players are going to be players that the WNBA is going to be focusing on for the foreseeable future. So I hope that you guys accept that and let's move on. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time I have. So I'm actually very curious what you all think, one, about the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese rivalry, as well as the Scuffle. What'd you think about it? Let me know let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But like I said, that's all the time we have. So thank you all for listening. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. Hope you all are having a good one. Take care.